first reaction with my new ginormous TV. I did a test run, so I hope it all works. But yeah, I am here. I debated about doing this. So 8 hours ago, Marvel Entertainment released looks like about a 1-minute sneak look at Avengers Endgame. And I can now officially do a reaction for any, like, Avengers Endgame stuff because I have watched Infinity War, finally, and Civil War. So those are the two movies my brother told me I have to watch before Endgame. I'm so glad they did. I think I'm ready for Endgame now. I haven't seen, so basically the only Marvel movies I have seen, since they did the whole thing is I've seen Iron Man 2, both of which I saw in theaters. I have seen Avengers, which I also saw in theaters. I just saw Captain Marvel, best Marvel movie so far, and I've seen Captain America Civil War and Avengers and Infinity War. I loved them. I will say that I knew Infinity War was going to be a very good movie when I spent the first almost 15 minutes just like trying so hard not to bawl my eyes out, and then proceeded to spend the most of the remaining of the movie yelling at my TV. Mostly I was heartbroken that my favorite character was like gone right at the start, and that if you've seen Infinity War, you've probably guessed who I'm talking about. Hint, I am wearing a color. So it was, I will say Infinity War, Civil War was a great movie. I know people are like, comic books, superheroes aren't like, don't deal with morals, but I really feel like they kind of got to the gist of this moral dilemma, facing the Avengers. Especially Tony facing this thing that, hey, the Avengers are doing so much good, they're saving so many people, but they're also causing a lot of chaos, and some people won't see their actions as something awesome. And so it was really interesting. It was also kind of interesting to me now that I've kind of gotten a little bit more backstory on the Avengers. It kind of surprises me that Tony would be the one to sign the Accords, to be behind the Accords, because it's Tony Stark, it's Iron Man. He's never really struck me as somebody who likes to play by the rules. I really thought Captain America, Steve, would be the one who'd be all for the Accords, so it was kind of interesting to see them be on opposite sides of the fence and actually opposite of what I thought they would be. So it was very interesting to me. I knew going into this that's where they lined up. My brother told me about it, but to see it and knowing what I do about their personalities, it did kind of shock me that they wound up on opposite sides. Civil War was a great movie. I love the story. I didn't realize that Black Panther and Spider-Man. I knew Spider-Man was. I did not know Black Panther had been introduced that early into it. So it was I really liked it. It was really good. And that means now I had to see all these other movies. Infinity War, oh my goodness. That movie was intense. From like the moment it started till the end of the post-credit scene. That movie, it was very much on the level of Last Jedi can, for me as a writer and a Star Wars fan, Last Jedi to me is kind of an intense movie, but it's intense in the way that you're kind of anticipating. You're intense because you're anticipating something happening. And Infinity War is intense because stuff is already happening. It's just how much worse is it going to be. So it was like pretty much nonstop action. You would have breaks, like little moments that could be funny and silly, but holy cow. It was nuts. It was insane. It was beyond crazy. And I think, I really loved it. And I think a part of it is like, it's weird saying this as a Star Wars fan. I think they're two very different fandoms and franchises with very different like plots and characters. But I feel like that they are almost equal. I don't know how to describe it, but I love them almost equally. Star Wars a little bit more, but I've loved Star Wars longer than Marvel. But don't ask me about DC. Like, the only thing I like about DC is the original Teen Titans cartoons from Cartoon Network. That's, like, the only thing. Not the new ones. Teen Titans. That's it. Robin and Starfire. That's all I care about from DC. I am a Marvel girl all the way. And that's partially because when I watched Batman as a kid, Joker gave me nightmares. Thank you very much, Mark Hamill. So, but Infinity War, intense. I loved it. And oh my gosh, I did not realize that you could swear that much in a Marvel movie. That was one of the things that caught my attention was like, holy cow, they're swearing a lot. And at one point, Star-Lord gives a salute. And I'm like, I did not realize you could do that. And you have like families bringing their kids to see Marvel movies. And I'm like, maybe don't bring them to see Endgame. Maybe don't. But it was really awesome. I will say this, and I told my brother this. Having gone and seen Captain Marvel before seeing Infinity War, I feel like the post-credits scene at the end, I feel like I understood that better than if I had gone and seen it before I saw Captain Marvel, because I heard about Captain Marvel. I knew a little bit about her, but I really didn't know that much. Like, the main Marvel superheroes, like Thor, were the ones for me were the ones I knew from the movie. So like Thor and Spider-Man and Iron Man, X-Men, Wolverine. Those are like the ones I knew and could tell you about and recognize like their logos and stuff on site. Captain Marvel, just knew she was like the girl, like the Marvel version of Wonder Woman. And so, but being able to, I think, see Captain Marvel first, I will say it helped me not just understand that post-credit scene of Infinity War, but also helped me, I think, register a little bit more, because like I said, I haven't seen, Captain Marvel was the first Marvel movie I've seen in a few years, because I've just been so engrossed with Star Wars that I've kind of not been focusing on this other fandom that I actually do love, and I've just let that fall to the wayside because I've just been focusing on Star Wars. And so I feel guilty, and now my goal is I want to go out and buy every single Marvel movie. My brother and I are planning on getting Captain Marvel. What we'll probably do is we'll get a like Blu-ray with a digital copy, or we'll probably each get our own Blu-ray, and I'll just get one with a digital copy, so we can each have our own copy. So, but after that very long tangent, it brings me to this. I did not film the reaction for Endgames because I had not yet seen Infinity War. I have seen Infinity War, and today, just like 8 hours ago, like I said, Marvel Entertainment dropped a new special look at Avengers Endgame, which I think is what they're calling trailers that they're releasing like right before the movie comes out. They did do this with, they've done this with Dumbo. They released a special look for Dumbo. They did this with Aladdin. However, they released the special look for Aladdin before they even released the trailer for Aladdin. So I guess you can kind of see these are like teaser trailers and stuff. I'm really excited to see this. Having seen now the Infinity War and the post-credit and the mid-credit scene for Captain Marvel, a lot of stuff now makes sense to me. Like in the first Avengers movie, I was kind of confused about the whole Tesseract thing and what's going on. Now I know what that is. I'm very proud of myself. I know what that is now. So I debated about doing this because I don't really want to get too much information. It's like I'm freaking out now because when I turn on my phone, there's like all these articles about who's going to die and who's going to live. I'm like, stop doing that. Don't do that. My brother is avoiding all articles, all clips, all trailers, pretty much anything to do with Endgame my brother is avoiding. I might do something similar with episode 9. I might watch, well, I probably won't because I do like seeing the trailers, but I pretty much just do the trailers and then I try not to read any articles whatsoever. In fact, with Solo and Last Jedi, I actually did like the social media blackout where I would just go onto my social media if I had any pending messages and then quickly log off, and I did not even scroll down like on my Twitter. I don't think I went to Twitter for like 3 or 4 days. For like a week with Solo, I did not go to Twitter because I was avoiding anything possible. So usually right before I go see a movie, I will do a social media blackout. I did this for Captain Marvel. I avoided looking at anything to do with Captain Marvel. I did this with episode, with Force Awakens. No, not Force Awakens. I did this with Last Jedi. I did this Solo. I did it with Rogue One. And I will probably do it with Endgames where I do a social media blackout where I don't look at, well, if I go on my social media, I only look at my profile and I look at my messages and I don't look at anything else. So, But I decided to go ahead and do this reaction because I didn't do one for the trailer, so I thought I'd go do this reaction now and see if I react a little bit differently because now I know what's happening in Endgames that I didn't know was happening before. So, a very roundabout way, it's 10 minutes in and I'm finally just now starting the trailer. So, here we go. Trailer, special look.
If we do this, we'd be going in short-handed.
Yeah, you mean because he killed all our friends?
We owe this to everyone who's not in this room to try.
Okay, you're gonna make me cry!
It's not about how much we lost. It's about how much we have left. Where's the Avengers? We gotta finish this. You trust me? I do. You could not live with your own failure.
That's gonna make me cry!
What did that bring you? Back to me. Tickets on sale now.
I would like to point out I am not crying. That is I am not crying, but I want to cry. Okay, that is just, I really, really, really want to cry, but I'm not letting myself cry because if I start, oh my gosh, I want to cry. This is going to be a tough movie going in after everything. I don't know how to explain what is going through my mind right now. Like I said, Infinity War was very intense for me. And you can definitely see it if you've seen the trailer, with the sneak look, all that special look, all that stuff. You know that now the Avengers are dealing with some pretty. They basically watched everybody they kind of cared about or knew, their family or friends, just kind of vanish because of Thanos' insane genocidal plan to save the universe. And it was very intense. It was kind of hard for me to watch at the end, and now this trailer is just, I think we're going to see it have not the action-packed intensity, but it's still going to have that same level of intensity, and it's just going to be, I think, the words I usually use for movies like this, for TV episodes I watch like this, is I kind of use the words emotionally draining, because your emotions kind of get just like put through the ringer, and you don't know how you feel at the end. The final few episodes of Rebels were very kind of emotionally draining because of all the emotions you kind of just got pulled through. So I really feel like with Endgame, from what I've seen so far, and after seen Infinity War, I really think it is going to be one of those movies that at the end of it, you are probably going to love it. Like, I am very sure I'm going to love it. But I am also going to feel very emotionally drained at the end of it because of everything that has gone on. And you have to remember going into this movie what just happened right before it. So you're already going to be kind of going into this movie where it starts with emotions are already high. And I feel like it's just going to kind of keep that level of emotion almost the same throughout. So it's going to be, I think, a very emotion-driven story. It's going to be kind of... I'm very excited for Endgames. I cannot wait to go see it. Since it is one of the movies my brother loves, I do not think we are going to go see it opening week. I think we're going to wait a couple weeks. We did that with Captain Marvel, and that was nice. So I think I'm also going to do that with Episode 9. I'm still on the fence about that. So with that being said, I'm going to get this posted, and I will talk to you guys later. So if you haven't yet, go check out the special look for Marvel Studios' Avengers Endgame. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Get hyped, and let me know down in the comments below, what did you guys think of Infinity War? Are you guys pumped for Endgame? How do you think this movie is going to play out? How do you think our heroes are going to handle trying to save the universe? How do you think they're going to defeat Thanos? And also, there were some interesting things said, particularly by Doctor Strange, towards the end of Infinity War. So if you guys if you guys want to go back, maybe you'll catch what I'm saying and think, what if Doctor Strange, and see if anybody could guess that, what's going to happen. So I'm off. You guys have fun. Stay safe and stay sane. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody. Thanks for watching.